an owl. And then I want a German Shepherd, and I'll be happy. Like Hogwarts, they look so concerned. And they always, the way that they look at you like you have done something horrible.
Right.
Like they're so accusatory with how they look. It's hysterical. Apparently this man does not feel the same way. Audio soundbite, audio soundbite 17. Daryl Issa on Lois Lerner. He's saying it goes all the way to the top where it concerns the IRS. 17.
Well, I believe Lois Lerner is hiding something. I believe the Justice Department, the IRS, and the White House are interested in her succeeding in hiding what she's hiding, which is her targeting of conservative groups based on their ideology in support of the president's war on Citizens United, a Supreme Court decision that he didn't like. He didn't like it enough to basically chastise the Supreme Court in the House of Representatives. This is something that he vehemently opposes, and Lois Lerner acted on his opposition.
See, he says it goes all the way to the top. Thank you, Twitter, for telling me growing pains. See, now I'm never going to forget it now. That wasn't the one that ended with the sha-la-la-la. That was Family Ties, right?
Right.
That was Family Ties. I don't remember how... that's Family Ties. I don't remember how Growing Pains' music went. All I remember is they had that bossy older sister, and then his mom worked in TV, and then Dr. Seaver was this weird... He had his office right in his house. He was a psychologist, right? Michael Seaver had a perm mullet. And then they had that little boy, the blonde-headed little boy, who was like his brother. That's all I remember. And then they ended up having another baby. I don't know. That's all I remember of that show. So I can't, when I hear Robin Thicke, I'm like, that's Mr. Seaver's son.
This was the song, wasn't this the...
Oh my gosh, this is it. Suddenly I'm like 7 again. Check that 80s pop. Check that 80s pop. Let's see if I can remember it. Each other. Oh my gosh. It's amazing what the human mind can remember.
Talk lines are open now at 866-455-9797. This is The Dana Show.
I know we're super serious with immigration and other issues, which are very pressing, but I was just informed that Alan Thicke sang the theme song for Growing Pains, and that he wrote the theme song.
Wow.
And he also, I don't know why I find this so fascinating. I feel like I was lied to my whole life. I don't know why I felt like he sang that song. And apparently he also, according to the internet, Alan Thicke also wrote the theme song for Different Strokes and Facts of Life and some shows I've never heard of ever in my life. And Kane was like, I didn't know he wrote the song to Different Strokes. I'm like, I've never even heard of that. I mean, I've heard of the show, but I've never heard of the song. Is this it? Is this Different Strokes?
Yeah.
He wrote this?
Well, this is just the karaoke version of it.
Cassiope's.
This is like if you wanted to sing along with it, this is the karaoke version. And it's
this is horrible.
Although if people heard while we were in break, the singing you were doing, that was stellar.
Well, I was like, I don't know how it goes. It says Different Strokes in the title, doesn't it?
Yes. Different strokes to rule the world.
Different folks, people,
right.
Something like that.
Kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
That was really close. You're like, it's like that, but not at all. I can't believe he did that. Please tell me there's not a Casio keyboard involved.
I'm going to find it.
What is up with the Casio keyboard? Like, it was the most amazing thing ever when I was a kid.
Oh, my gosh.
Now I'm like, oh my gosh, he used a Casio keyboard. Like, the only people who can do that and get away with it are B-52s, who made like their entire first album out of kids' toys. I have no idea how I know that, but I do. It's fascinating. They're the only people who can get away with that. Not like television theme songwriters. But I guess maybe if you're like back, in the 80s. It's crazy. So the Thicke family they're multi-talented. Who knew? Is this it?
Yeah, this is it.
Who's singing this?
Alan Thicke is in there, I think.
Is Alan Thicke singing the song?
They got nothing but the jeans, but they got different strokes it takes.
I gotta look up the words to this. I love that we're just doing this on live radio. I'm fascinated by this. I get it. We got other stuff to get into.
It sounds like Alan Thicke could be in this song.
Oh, the lyrics are heinous. It's hysterical.
Oh my God. Of course.
I gotta learn this song. Like suddenly that's like the utmost priority for me right now. And why did they take the E out and put an apostrophe in there?
It's different strokes. That's how they were different.
Different?
Right.
It looks like different.
No, it's different.
Why did they take the E out? It doesn't, I mean, they still have to give Paul. I don't understand this.
It's different.
I guess it's some Alan Thicke theme song writing magic here. So we have him. So now you can see why Robin Thicke, now I get it. Now why he writes songs and does all that stuff. Because his dad did it. I was like, how did Michael Seaver's son do? And didn't he used to have long hair? You know what he looks like to me? He looks like Billy Ray Cyrus.
You mean the male stripper mullet, Billy Ray Cyrus?
The father of the flat-butted, twerking,
Yes.
all elbows and legs, Miley Cyrus.
That's true.
She's like the human version of a Granddaddy Longlegs.
I never thought of it that way before.
Like all legs and elbows. Awkward. Watch me twerk. Anyway, I have no idea what happened at today's show. But this is what happens when people distract me with things. This is why I shouldn't look at the internet. It all started with this damn owl video that I watched.
Squirrel!
That's what happened. It aggravates Kevin so badly. So Josh Earnest, he had his first I just immediately forgot what we were talking about.
That's what you need to
Josh
do?
Earnest had his first White House press briefing. You know, this probably would have gone a lot better if he had Alan Thicke with him on stage to play like a song. Because it sounds like Alan Thicke's songs. He wrote a bunch of different theme songs. Maybe he should do that for Josh Earnest, kind of break the ice. Yeah, I sent this audio to you, I believe. Yes, we have it. He
What
apparently
audio are
got
you
scolded. The Josh Earnest gets scolded from reporters.
Oh, yeah.
It's a scolding from reporters.
I just closed it out. I think it was attached to that
course you
YouTube
did.
thing.
Of course you did.
Of course I
Well,
did.
because you know what? It's because it's all Alan Thicke's fault. He had his first press briefing as the newly minted White House press secretary. And it ended on a very bad note because a few reporters actually confronted him because he kept apparently contradicting his own responses to questions that he answered earlier. Listen.
Well, Alexis, you don't have to get all exercise about this, but what you can do...
He asked you a question. You should answer the question.
I did.
No, you didn't. You said you had no cause to
Alexis,
react.
I was asked if the president had conversations with world leaders about the situation in Iraq.
Oh, so should we go around the map every day?
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
I asked the question. I wouldn't
There you go,
ask the
Josh.
question.
Did the party leave you with no life jacket?
Ooh, but I have a question. That didn't sound like it went well. Doesn't sound like it really good. He got into it with Real Clear Politics' Alexis Simendinger, who laid into him because he said that the White House, because he denied that the White House had any calls to read out between the president and foreign leaders regarding the last Iraq crisis via Andrew Carell over at Mediaite, and then said that there was a call with Vladimir Putin. And so Simendinger said, well, okay, you got asked earlier, and Earnest responded that she does not have to get all exercised about this. And one of the colleagues piped up in the back and said, she's not getting exercise. She's telling you what it is. We asked you a question, said Real Clear Politics reporter Alexis Simendinger. She said, you should answer the question. Josh Earnest says, no, I did. No, you didn't, said the reporter. You said you had no calls to read out. So that sounded like it went amazing. Great job with the selection there. That went real well. This is going to be fascinating. This situation between because Josh Earnest, I've seen when he's filled in for Jay Carney before, and it's never gone incredibly well for him. So anyway, I know tomorrow one of the things we're going to be getting into is the Mississippi Senate slap fight between Chris McDaniel and Thad Cochran. Thad Cochran, they launched an 11th hour plea. Look at me, Chris McDaniel attacking my older daughter, who is a far left university professor, because she criticized him and he made a meme out of it. That's not what attacking is. But they're bringing True the Vote and the Senate conservatives fund are bringing in poll watchers because they're concerned there's already been fraudulent registrations in that, and they're concerned that Thad McCochran may forget he voted for himself once and may try to vote for himself a second time. It wouldn't be surprising considering that he kept forgetting that he met the Atlantic's Molly Ball repeatedly while she was interviewing him and then turned around and